Thank you very much. Pnanda, everybody. Hello. It's a great pleasure to be here today to represent Nova Innovation at such an exciting event showcasing marine energy in Wales. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit today about some of the work Nova are doing up in Scotland, and then how we hope to transfer that to Wales to really help make Wales a centre of excellence for tidal energy. So until recently, most of Nova's activity has actually been focused up in Scotland, but this all changed this year, and activity in Wales is really starting to accelerate now. So in January this year, Nova opened a new office in Carnarvon in North Wales, the red dot on that map there. Got a really nice office on the seafront if anybody's ever passing Carnarvon. Shortly after that office opened, I started with Nova as an environmental manager. And in the last couple of weeks, a local lady from the Shetland Peninsula, Nerys Kimberley, has started as our local engagement officer. We're also hoping to recruit an additional 2 posts in the coming weeks and months, so a commercial manager and an operations manager to all be based in our North Wales office. So if you're interested in coming and working for an exciting marine energy company, keep your eyes peeled. So our activity in Wales is going to focus predominantly on 2 main projects. Our flagship Welsh project is at Ynys Enlli on the Shetland Peninsula, Bardsey Island, but we've also secured a lease within the Morlais demonstration zone that Gerach has already mentioned. I'll talk a little bit more about the Enlli project in a few slides' time. And just to say really that although we've only been based in North Wales since the beginning of the year, activity is already ramping up and we're really accelerating things now. So we're already involved in the consenting process for the Enlli project. We've got scoping underway and some site surveys and investigation works are already started. So Nova moved pretty quickly. They were founded in 2010 and most of the activity of the company to date has been focused up in Shetland. We've got a site in Blue Mull Sound up in Shetland, and most of the activity has really focused to date on that project. So since founding in 2010, Nova have moved really quickly at that site. The first device was deployed in 2014, and then following that, shortly after in 2016, Nova deployed the world's first tidal array at that site. And since then, activity at the array has continued to increase. We've got lots of operational time now in the water. And then last year, we started looking to expand activities into Wales. So Nova really, the approach that Nova take is really to start small but think big, but to crucially act fast. And this is based really on lessons learned from the offshore wind industry that's already been talked about this morning, and the model that was followed in Denmark, to really sort of deploy initially a fairly small scale with devices to really enable engineering and financial risk to be managed, to really refine devices before you start scaling up to a bigger scale. And as someone coming from an environmental background, that appeals to my sensibilities as well. You know, it enables learning, not only on the engineering and the technical side, but on the environmental side as well, which is so crucial to consenting. So in recognition really of the success of this strategy, Nova have been, that's been recognised in a number of awards and accolades. So in 2016, Nova were awarded the Judges Award at the Green Energy Awards. We've also been acknowledged at an EU level as a really highly innovative SME. So we're part of a top 20 list of highly innovative, sort of game-changing SMEs. And then last year, the Offshore Renewable Energy Catapult also recognised Nova as an industry game-changer. So I've talked a little bit already about our Shetland Array project, but I'm just going to stop talking for 3 minutes or so to show you an exciting video, a project we've got up in Shetland underway now.
European waters have some of the best marine resources in the world. Harnessing energy from our tides is a significant potential source of sustainable, predictable, clean electricity, and one that has no visual impact. With a global ocean energy market worth £76 billion, it's estimated that marine energy could contribute billions to the European economy by 2050, offering strong export and job creation opportunities. But tidal energy technologies are at an early stage of development, and so the challenge faced is our ability to harness that energy economically and complement other sources of renewable energy. Learning lessons about the importance of collaboration and prototype testing and validation from the offshore wind industry, Scottish tidal energy trailblazers Nova Innovation are leading a €20 million flagship European Union Enabling Future Arrays in Tidal project, or ONFET, in collaboration with 8 European partners that will provide confidence in the technology and map out a cost reduction pathway for tidal energy. ONFET will demonstrate the development, operation and decommissioning of the world's first offshore tidal array, comprising of 6 turbines in Shetland's Blue Mull Sound. For the first time, turbines in the array will be repositioned during the project to explore the effects of array configuration on efficiency and on driving down the cost of energy. Computer modeling software will be used to determine the most efficient and effective array layout.
So the aim of this 5-year project is to bring down the cost of energy from tidal arrays by about 40%, and we're going to do that by increasing the availability and the reliability of the turbines that we're operating on this array.
ONFET represents a major step change in the development of the European tidal energy sector and is vital in building investor confidence in tidal energy and taking a significant step towards creating a viable and bankable tidal energy sector.
So that's a little bit to fill you in on what's going up in Scotland. So how's that relevant to Wales? Well, Wales is the next step of the business strategy really for Nova. So we're going to be transferring all of that expertise and knowledge that's been gained through the Shetland project and bring it to Wales. So our flagship project in Wales is at Ynys Entley, Bardsey Island, off the tip of the Llŷn Peninsula. Now this project will be a 1 megawatt array, which will be 10 of Nova's tidal turbines. The site where we're wanting to develop this project at Ynys Entley, off the tip of the Llŷn Peninsula, it's a pretty rural area. It's actually got the lowest mean annual income for the UK. And that means that quite a high proportion, between 30 and 40% of the population here are in fuel poverty. So to start to look at some of those ways that we might sort of bring community benefits and address some of those issues, we're working with a local community energy group called Ynys Llŷn to deliver that project. And we're working really to a shared vision, which is generating local energy to deliver real tangible benefits to local people and communities. So the project will be grid connected, but it will be combined with energy storage, and that's going to enable baseload renewable power to be delivered. It's also going to help us look at exploring real positive, tangible local impacts and benefits and opportunities. And by this I mean things like the development of a local supply chain, but also the possible development through the Ynys Llŷn links of an energy local club, and starting to address some of those fuel poverty issues which we see on this Llŷn. So one of the ways that Nova have been able to provide this high level of local benefit to communities and people is that we have a really high local content to our projects. The smaller devices that Nova use mean that we're able to have a much higher level of local supply chain, and that includes things like onshore support facilities, fabrication, manufacturing and assembly. But crucially, because our devices are smaller, it means we can use local vessels for a lot of the deployment and maintenance operations. We don't need to use big boats from elsewhere, so it creates a whole opportunity for a local supply chain to develop through sort of locally existing vessels. And actually, at the Shetland tidal array to date, spend has been 25% of the spend of that project has been within Shetland itself, and 80% of the spend has been in Scotland. So transferring this sort of approach and this learning to Wales presents a real opportunity for Wales. Nova are hoping to deliver those types of figures, if not better, with the Entley project. So we're really looking to develop local supply chain and really provide really tangible benefits for local people and communities. So I just want to finish, I know I'm on my last minute now, this is my last slide. Really just want to sort of bring together how Nova are hoping to sort of bring their expertise to Wales, build on what's been learnt in Scotland and really help demonstrate excellence in Wales. So I think there's three strands to that. The first is the technical excellence, which is all about proving the technology, the reliability and safety of it, and ultimately driving down the lifetime cost of energy. The second, which I suppose is my bag really, those of you who know me from NRW will know that I spent an awful lot of my time sort of talking about the importance of engineering specialists and environmental specialists talking much earlier at the stages of project design to sort of look at solutions rather than problems. So there's a real opportunity with Nova to embed environmental considerations into projects. I've just got a very short clip here. We've got the benefit in Shetland of extremely clear water. So since the Shetland array has been operating, we've been gathering underwater video footage. We've got over 4,000 hours of operating time video footage which show wildlife interacting with our devices, which from my background is pretty amazing. It's something I haven't seen before. Really exciting data set, and what we're hoping is that we'll transfer some of that learning and some of what that data set shows us to our consenting process for the Entley project to make sure, as the Cabinet Secretary this morning was talking about, that consenting process is proportionate and risk-based. Well, we've got a good data set to help deliver that at Entley. The third area of excellence is all related to the socio-economic side of things and delivering real, tangible local benefits and opportunities for local communities and people through supply chain, jobs, but also addressing some of these sort of fuel poverty issues and the creation of sort of better quality jobs in some of our peripheral rural economies. So I think the strength of Nova is that we combine all three of these. We've got the technical expertise, the environmental expertise, and the socio-economic expertise to really sort of deliver a solutions-based approach to developing the marine energy sector in Wales. So I hope we're going to make a significant contribution to making Wales a centre of excellence for marine energy. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr.
Thank you, Kate.